Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all are logging into LinkedIn and answering those trivia questions. Obviously, this break session, the trivia question, the winner of that is going to help support the RMC Research and Education Foundation. So obviously, we think that's really important and know you agree with that. But because that's the theme for this session, I'm delighted that we have a chance to have Julie Garbini, the Executive Director of the RMC Research and Education Foundation, to join us. Welcome, Julie.
Hi, thanks, Greg. Glad to be here.
So obviously you're aware, as many others are, that we are celebrating NRMCA's 90th anniversary here in 2020, which is a kind of a strange year for everybody. And the RMC Research and Education Foundation, will celebrate its 30th anniversary, or is going to, in 2021. How are the foundation and NRMCA aligned from your perspective to advance the strategic goals of the industry this coming year and over the next decade?
Sure. Well, as you know, Greg, the RMC Research and Education Foundation is really a sister organization to National Ready Mix Concrete Association. But I'd go so far as to say that we're really a support organization to NRMCA. NRMCA kind of has the role of setting the strategic vision for the ready mix concrete industry in partnership with its affiliates, Portland Cement Association, American Concrete Pavement Association, GCCA, the Global Concrete and Cement Organization. So you guys are kind of really setting that vision and agenda for the industry. Our role is really to support that with research and education programs that can help you advance those goals. And now more than ever, we actually, just even in the last couple of years, really made our strategic plan very directly aligned to NRMCA's Vision 2030 document. So it's really our goal to put those kinds of resources into the hands of the NRMCA promoters, the advocators for the industry, helping to achieve those goals, but also being able to fund those bread and butter tools that are helping concrete companies today in terms of meeting the challenges that are at hand, whether it be workforce recruitment and retention, training, those kinds of things, practical design guides. So we're kind of uniquely positioned because we've got an endowment and we can take that longer term perspective. We've really kind of got the opportunity to both be very visionary in supporting programs like, for example, the MIT Concrete Sustainability Hub, kind of look longer term, but also being able to, again, fund those bread and butter tools that are really helping the industry today at the same time, and to pivot and be nimble because we've got those industry resources to be able to address the challenges that are at hand facing us today. And 2020, more than ever, was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, for sure. You touched on a lot of things there that I think are really important, and I'd like to drill down a little bit into some of those. First, you mentioned some of our partner organizations, and clearly we're going to be stronger with all of our industry partners working together, being aligned, engaging with one another, and pulling in the same direction. And so having the foundation part of that clearly makes us all better at what we do. And you also mentioned Jeremy Gregory and the MIT Concrete Sustainability Hub. And I'm lucky enough to have Jeremy will be joining us during this break to talk a little bit specifically about what he and his team are doing there, which obviously is a huge effort that the industry benefits from at the end of the day. What I want to focus on, I guess, Julie, for the next question is what can attendees, the folks that are watching this, the attendees of NRMCA's ConcreteWorks this year in its virtual format, what can they do to support the foundation's work?
Yeah, we really appreciate that. As you mentioned, we're all working together to try to advance the industry, and the foundation is a big part of that. Certainly, the number one thing is to take the resources that we've created and put them into practice. So certainly, NRMCA's team does that with their local with their promotion and advocacy folks. We encourage you to encourage your state associations for local promotion and advocacy to be using those resources because that's what they're there for. But also for you to take internally within your companies. Again, we've got great driver recruitment videos and radio ad spots and training videos and practical design guides that are all things that are free, and they are available for you on our website, which is www.rmc-foundation.org. Right there waiting for you to be able to take those things and put them into practice. And then I would say the other thing is, it's definitely been an incredibly challenging year. We've put a pause on fundraising in recognition of that because there's been so much uncertainty. But I would say if you've had a good year as we kind of enter this final quarter of the year and you've got the opportunity to support us either as your company or personally, we really could use your support because we want to build this endowment so that it is truly a lasting resource for the industry to always be able to make these investments in education and research going forward, keep us on the cutting edge, be able to continue our relationship with the MIT Concrete Sustainability Hub, and all that takes dollars. So we certainly would appreciate the support if you can do something this year. And again, you can go to our website to download a pledge form or to make an online secure contribution.
We had an email chime come in right when you were reading the URL off for the foundation. Would you repeat that for everybody, please?
Sure. It's here's another one, rmc-foundation.org.
Okay, good. I'm sure between all that, they've got it. This
virtual
thing has all kinds of anomalies that we're contending with. So appreciate the flexibility on that. You mentioned the hub. Clearly, the foundation is supporting all kinds of amazing work, and the output from the different organizations that you all support, through the foundation is obviously a huge boost for us as an industry and alongside our sister organizations. But the MIT Concrete Sustainability Hub specifically is one of the RMC Foundation's, I guess, what we would call signature programs, right? What do you see personally as the role of the RMC and CS Hub in advancing the ready mixed concrete industry into the future?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, more of the same of making sure that we're strategically aligned with the vision and kind of goals of NRMCA and the sister organizations. But even more than that, I think this next decade is going to be really pivotal for the industry. I think, we're already seeing disruption in our industry happen. We're being challenged with resilience and climate change and workforce productivity issues. A whole variety of things, increasing customer demands, increasing competition and pressure from competitive industries. So, we're already seeing disruption happen and new innovation happen in our industry. I think we can either, kind of be the blockbuster and be left behind, or we can embrace that technology and be our own Netflix, just to use a little analogy. But I think so. The role of the foundation with that, and I think also very importantly, the MIT Concrete Sustainability Hub, I think is going to be to help draw that innovation investment into our industry. There's a lot of investment, again, already happening. Embracing that, being able to show that we are a forward-thinking industry with what we're already funding in terms of research and staying on the cutting edge, but also helping to educate these innovators because concrete is still a really nuanced local business. No matter how big we get, no matter how companies get, we're still a local industry that's in every small town around the world. And, being able to educate people about the nuances of concrete, local materials, different varying performance requirements, how you sort of bring all of that innovation, the science of innovation into what is very truly the art of making concrete. I think we can play a huge role there. MIT draws brilliant minds from all over the world. So I think having that partnership definitely gives us a lot of credibility and creates a lot of interest in our industry. And again, with the foundation resources, being able to fund things, to educate those folks, to help bring them into the industry. We should never get into proprietary technologies. We shouldn't fund those types of things. But I think we can fund things that do show that we're on a cutting edge, very fundamental sort of level research that then new technologies can be launched off of. I think we can play a huge role there in terms of bringing our industry kind of into the future. Digitization, automation, those things are already starting to happen. The demands of climate change are already happening. So let's embrace it. Let's use our resources to make sure that we are the great industry that we can be going forward.
We really appreciate your leadership and your vision, Julie. And I think I think most of us are looking forward to seeing what the foundation is able to pull together in the years ahead. And I'm really delighted that you took time out today to join us. We are going to have Jeremy Gregory on next, but I think you're setting this up for this particular break session has been great. So thank you very much for coming on and joining me.
Great. Thank you for having me. Miss seeing everyone in the industry. So looking forward to when we all can be together again in person.
Absolutely. Thanks, Julie.